Cody Rhodes not winning the WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship or the Universal Championship, the same title that Cody Rhodes has been chasing after for the last couple of years, for years and years, not just when he came back. This is a title that he has always wanted because it has a lot of meaning behind it. His dad held this title for briefly a minute or so, and then of course he had to hand it back to the officials. And that is the story that he is chasing. That is the high. That is the motive. We are so sold on this story that this must be done. And I, as a fan, of course, I'm wearing this shirt right now, as you guys can see. I want this as much as you guys do. The problem is that we might not get what we want at the right time. We might get it eventually. A lot of people, a lot of fans in general, have a very hard time understanding how wrestling works. And we might not get things when we want it. We might get it eventually later. And I have said it many times. I already know that he is a future champion. He is the biggest babyface of the company. And as Cody Rhodes, and I'm sure he is pretty happy the position that he is in right now. And of course, he is putting his body on the line almost at every single show, every house show that he shows up. He's a true class act. I mean, the dude is spending nearly 30 to 40 minutes after the show is over, signing autographs, hugging people, and talking to them. This is the guy that we have been wanting for the longest time, the biggest babyface of the company. Now, I wanted to make this video by talking to you guys that Cody Rhodes is going to win at WrestleMania. However, he is not walking out of that stadium as a champion. So, as you guys already know, we've been watching these segments for the last few weeks now. Things have been pretty unpredictable. Things have been pretty, let's just say fluid. They have been writing story as they go. Cody Rhodes not winning the championship at this WrestleMania, and here's how. Let's talk about what has happened so far into the WWE. So Cody Rhodes came out on the Grayson Waller effect and challenged The Rock in a one-on-one matchup, which is very important because I honestly don't want to see a tag match. I believe one-on-one matchup is a bigger draw than a tag team match itself. Now, he didn't mention night 1 or night 2. He simply says that he's going to wait on The Rock to respond. And we also heard on this past Monday Night Raw when Paul Heyman came out and he wanted Cody to retreat from calling out The Rock himself. Now, here's something a lot of fans don't even talk about, the fact that how Cody was about to mention what The Rock whispered in his ear prior to the press conference. What was the whole decision? Why this story changed? All of a sudden, we had a pivot on where Cody Rhodes won the Rumble and he gave up his spot to The Rock. What was the reason behind this? We were briefly interrupted by somebody. I don't quite remember exactly who. It might be either Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, or Grayson Waller. But he did mention that he was about to reveal what happened during that time. And we never got that. So I wonder if we're going to get that eventually. But besides that, we have a receipt coming. And that receipt is a slap. The slap heard all around the world. The Will Smith slap that they're talking about. Now keep this in mind, with all this happening, when things are so important between The Rock and Cody Rhodes and how things have been overshadowing on the tribal chief himself. He's just hanging out in the back, not saying much. We also have Seth Rollins. We have Seth Rollins who keeps saying that I am your shield. I will be the one to protect you. And Cody Rhodes really hasn't said anything. So keep this in mind. He is truly a wild card. And The Rock versus Cody Rhodes is now like imminent. We all know that this is going to happen. If not now, it could happen down the road somewhere. But more than likely, it's going to happen at WrestleMania, either night 1 or night 2. So I want to get this idea out of the way because this is the idea that not a whole lot of people are going to talk about. But I'm going to talk about it because it is a possibility, even though this is the worst possibility. You don't want this. I don't want this. But however, there are a few people there probably thinking about this. What seems a bigger match right now? What have we seen? We've been seeing Tribal Chief hanging out in the back, not saying much. I feel like The Rock is the talk of the town. It's The Rock. A lot of people are talking about The Rock. A lot of people are talking about Cody Rhodes, not Seth Rollins, not Roman Reigns. I feel like they're secondary right now. And in the main picture, it's The Rock and Cody Rhodes. So what seems a bigger match right now? Now, we still have, 4 to 5 weeks until the build-up, and I'm sure things are going to change. But for right now, during February of 27th, it looks like The Rock and Cody Rhodes is a bigger draw. And imagine this. If this match happens, let's say The Rock wants to face Cody Rhodes, and this will only happen where Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns night 1, and the winner of that match faces The Rock himself night 2, where The Rock is, selfish enough to say, hey Cody, you're only getting me if you can beat my cousin, and then I will face you on night 2. But then again, this is a bad idea because that's a given. Because going into WrestleMania, we all know as fans that that's not going to happen. I mean, we all would know that The Rock versus Cody Rhodes is going to happen night 2. Then we all know that Roman Reigns is going to drop the title. So that is the bad possibility. You don't want that as a fan, because that's when wrestling is predictable. Trust me, I don't like this idea, but it is a possibility. This could happen. And then, of course, knowing the fact that that will happen, fans are going to tune in to watch that regardless. And in that way, the selfishness of The Rock, of him walking out as a champion, that is even a bigger possibility. Because rumors were that The Rock was even considering himself to be the champion prior to all of this happening. And then later on, maybe The Rock can face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. So this was one of the possibilities I wanted to get out of the way. Now here comes the interesting part. Let's talk about what is the majority of the people, what they're thinking about, what you are thinking about, what I'm thinking about, what will happen. Now let's get down to the main possibility of what could possibly happen. What will more than likely happen? The Rock versus Cody Rhodes happening at night 1, in a stipulation where The Rock says, hey Jack, if you can get past me, then you can have the Tribal Chief on night 2 in the championship match. Now then again, that's also very predictable because people would know, then The Rock would lose. But then again, that's what people want to see anyways. I can possibly see that will happen more than likely, where The Rock would face Cody Rhodes on night 1, and then Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes on night 2. Now this is the same path for Seth Rollins to defeat the Bloodline. He has mentioned it countless times that he is tired of the Bloodline, that this is worth taking the risk. It really is. He mentioned it to Drew McIntyre in the segment last night that, yeah, I might not be 100%, but it is definitely taking the risk. He wants to put it all on the line if that's what it's going to take out the Bloodline. He's tired of The Rock. He's tired of Roman Reigns and everybody else, all of his cousins. He's done. Now, this could be ultimate swerve where you can have The Rock and Solo Sikoa distract on, the main event stage where Cody Rhodes is facing Roman Reigns, where he's about to win the match. Next thing you know, Solo Sikoa comes out in the same Samoan Spike angle. And next thing you know, Seth Rollins comes out and looks like he's about to save Cody Rhodes, which he kind of does. But then again, towards the end, he betrays him. And then fans could be left in the ultimate shock I mean, that is a WrestleMania moment. Mr. Steal the moment. Seth freaking Rollins. He can do it. I can see this. You can see this. Tell me you're picturing this right now. Cody Rhodes winning night 1 against The Rock. He can still have his WrestleMania moment. Fans leave happy on WrestleMania Saturday. He has defeated The Rock. But he couldn't pull the trigger on their tribal chief. And in that moment, he realizes that Seth Rollins was just a thorn in a rose bush. And he never had an honest friend to begin with. He was just a false friend. Now, that is my bold prediction on what this is looking like being 4 to 5 weeks out of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is 38 days or 39 days from now. And it seems like The Rock and Cody Rhodes is a bigger picture, but I'm sure that this will change. What is your opinion? Now, don't get me wrong. I would love Cody Rhodes to take it all. Defeat all the odds somehow. And this could honestly go vice versa, where Seth Rollins can also betray Cody Rhodes, but then Rock would step in towards the end of the match and betray Roman Reigns. In that way, Cody Rhodes can also go on top and win the match. Now, either way, as we know that Cody Rhodes is the biggest face of the company. He is a future champion. No matter what, he will be a champion in upcoming few months, if not days. So his time is coming. We all know that for sure. It's just that we're wanting this now, in this moment. WrestleMania is here. It's the perfect time to end the story or this chapter in his book. And it needs to happen now. Lastly, it left my head scratching towards the end of Monday Night Raw when Paul Heyman goes, "Call Roman Reigns." And then he also says, "Call The Rock." 2 cell phones. He had the Bloodline cell phone. He had the Brahma Bull cell phone. Talk about a suck up. My gosh. 2 cell phones. It left everybody laughing. It was just the most funniest thing ever. Paul didn't have to do that, but he got people talking, that's for sure. I just thought that was funny. But anyways, post your thoughts. What do you guys think what's going to happen? Leave a like on this video. I don't do a whole lot of these videos, but I am trying my best to talk about WrestleMania to you, to the fans, to the people that love wrestling. I want to communicate with you guys. What do you think that's going to happen? Do you have a better idea, a better scenario that can possibly lead into WrestleMania? Post your thoughts now. I will see you guys next time. Peace.